guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my must-have makeup brushes for beginners. I've actually gotten a few requests to do a must-have makeup brush video, but I thought I'd take an extra little spin on it and do kind of a beginner makeup brush starter kit. So all of these brushes that I'm going to be talking about today are super affordable. Most of them you can find at your local drugstore, and then I am going to be talking about a few Morphe brushes, but they are extremely inexpensive. I really only want to talk about super easily accessible brushes in this video so that absolutely anybody can go out and find them. So if you are super new to makeup and you have no idea what brushes you need, I'm going to be talking about my very bare essential brush kit. Over time, I've accumulated quite a few cheap makeup brushes that I think are great. And throughout all this time, I have learned everything and created every single makeup look using all of these cheap, affordable brushes. So I just really want to get across that you don't have to use super expensive brushes to get a great makeup application. Of course it helps, and if we could all use $100 brushes every day, life would be awesome, but I wanted to make this video for those of you who don't know where to go, don't know what brands to look for, and I hope this gives you guys a little bit of a guideline. So really quick before we hop into the video, I just wanted to mention that I did change my lighting quite drastically. Actually, I tried to film this video yesterday and I had a bulb blow on one of my softbox lights. So I'm temporarily using a light that my boyfriend uses, but I've actually been wanting to try out filming with it because it's kind of like a ring light situation. So I'm not really sure how I like it. It's definitely way different than my other lighting, but I would really appreciate some feedback on it. If you guys think it's better or worse than my old lighting, or if you just simply love it or hate it, I don't care what it is. I would love literally any feedback on it, just because this stuff's all hard and new to me and I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. So yeah, I would really appreciate some feedback, and if you want to see my must-have makeup brushes for beginners, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start with face brushes, and the very first one I'm going to talk about is my favorite way to apply foundation as far as a brush goes. I will say right off the bat that my favorite way to apply any kind of liquid product is a sponge. Whether it's a beauty blender or the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponge, or even just the disposable little triangle sponges. Sponges just apply liquid makeup flawlessly, but I did want to mention one kind of actual foundation brush. There are tons of different styles out there and it totally just depends on preference, but personally for me, if I'm not going to use a sponge for foundation, I'm going to go for a round top kabuki. So just for comparison, I'm going to show you guys my Sigma F80 flat top kabuki brush. So this one's kind of dirty. I didn't spot clean it yesterday, but I wanted to show you guys the difference in a round top and a flat top kabuki. Flat ones like this are actually a lot more popular on YouTube than a round one, but again, just preference wise, I prefer a round top. So I'm just realizing in the beginning of this video, I said that I have a couple Morphe brushes, and I also have a couple crown brushes that I am going to be talking about today as well. I don't know why I spaced it, but anyways, crown brushes is the same kind of situation as Morphe brushes. They're a very affordable brush line as well, and they have great quality brushes. So again, this is their round top kabuki. The number is actually C451. It's super dense and I just feel like it buffs out foundation better than a flat top. Moving on, I actually have a little mini version of a round top kabuki. This brush is by Morphe Brushes and it's the number M335. Again, when it comes to liquids, I'm most likely using a sponge, but I really like using this guy when I'm cream contouring and highlighting. Creams don't work as well with sponges. I really prefer a synthetic brush for creams. This is such a soft brush. It's so nice for under the eye or carving out your cheekbones even. It's small enough for your nose. And yeah, I really love it. So here I am telling you guys that all of them are from the drugstore and my first three are Crown and Morphe. But I swear my last three face brushes are from the drugstore and almost all of my eye brushes are from the drugstore. You guys have seen me use this brush so many times. I use this every single day to set my under eye. This brush is also by Crown Brushes and the number has actually worn off. I do know I got this brush off Haute Look, so I don't even know if it's discontinued or anything, but I'm pretty sure it was called the Angled Blush Brush, and many companies have brushes like this. I have never found a brush brush that just fits so perfectly in there and just applies powder flawlessly. I absolutely love it. So next up in line is my bronzer brush, and I actually love to bronze my face with the Real Techniques blush brush. I remember buying this brush and being like, didn't know how to apply blush with it and trying bronzer with it and changing my life forever. This is one of the first makeup brushes I ever bought. This guy has been with me forever and I have always used it for bronzer. Honestly, you guys, most days this is the only brush that I use to contour. Some days I'll go in and chisel with a more defined brush like this by Benefit, but today and most days I just like to do a really light wash of bronzer, and this is the perfect brush for it. It applies it so flawlessly, so lightly. It's the softest brush ever, and the way it's shaped I just feel like is perfect for applying bronzer. It covers a lot of ground and it's really easy to blend everything out. So I really love this guy. Next up is blush, and I have been using this brush for blush forever. Blush for brush, blush. But I always look at it and think that it would be so nice for contouring too, because the way that it's shaped. As you can see, it tapers in on both edges like this, and I just think it would be so nice to chisel the face with. I should totally try it sometime. But like I said, what I use it for is blush, because I just feel like it fits right in the apples so nicely. But it's still like a big fluffy brush, so it's never gonna look streaky or anything. It's always going to apply it really flawlessly. I don't even think I said who this was by. If you guys couldn't tell, it's by Ecotools. They have their cool bamboo handles. You guys will see later that I use a lot of Ecotools eye brushes. Ecotools is probably the first makeup brushes I ever bought. You can find them at literally any drugstore. So the last face brush I'm going to talk about is by Sonia Kashuk, and it's the number 129, their fan brush. I've been using this guy for years and years to highlight my cheekbones. Of course, there are a lot more luxurious fan brushes out there, but since this one is duo fiber, I think it applies highlighter really beautifully. Again, this is the only brush I've used to highlight for a really long time, and fan brushes in general are really great for highlighting. So you can find Sonia Kashuk at Target, and I will also link their information down below, along with everything else that I talk about today. All the links will be in the description box if you're wondering. So we have foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, blush, and highlight, and those are the only 6 brushes that you need to apply a perfect face. So moving on to the eye brushes, I kind of have 3 categories, but I have different options for each category. And in this video, I'm going to talk about those 3 main brushes that everybody should have to create eyeshadow looks. So the first type of eye makeup brush you're going to need is a nice blending brush. If you can only afford one eye brush, I recommend getting a blending brush, because you can do so much with just one blending brush. For the longest time, you guys, I applied all my eyeshadow looks with pretty much just this brush. This is the Sonia Kashuk number 109 brush. Again, it can be found at Target and it's like $7 to $10. I hardly ever hear people talk about this brush, and I have been using it for years. Up until I got these 2 Morphe brushes that I'm going to talk about next, I used this brush as my only blending brush for years. I'm talking like maybe 2-3 years. It's not too big where you can't really get precise into your crease, but it's not too small where you can't do overall color either. I'm telling you guys, if you are super new to makeup, go out and buy this brush and you can do so many beautiful eyeshadow looks. You really only need this brush. So as I mentioned, I got these 2 Morphe brushes not too long ago, and I'm not gonna lie, when I got these, my eyeshadow game definitely got better, but that doesn't mean I still didn't do great looks with just this brush. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Morphe M441. These 2 are pretty much the same. The Morphe one here is a little bit bigger than the Sonia Kashuk, so if you can only get one brush, I would definitely get the Sonia Kashuk. But if you're gonna get more of a precise brush and then you want a big blending brush, this one is great. The only thing is that you can't get as precise with this one as this one. It's more of just like a transition color brush for me. But let me just talk about this one really quick. This is the Morphe M433, and lots of people say this is a dupe for the MAC 217. imagine almost every makeup brush company has a blending brush like this. They're kind of flat on the edges and they really taper out at the top. They are perfect for really defining the crease. Honestly though, you guys, if you do what I did and spent less than $10 on these two Morphe brushes, you can do anything. They're just really, really great and they are so inexpensive for what they are. So I feel like I just rambled about blending brushes forever and I really hope I made some kind of sense in that. But we're gonna move right on to the next category of brushes, which is flat shader brushes. Quickly, let me just say this one is by the brand Ecotools and this one is by the brand Sicara. Obviously they're different in size, but the biggest difference with these is the bristles. This one is natural haired and this one is synthetic. So I use them for completely different things, but you can get away with doing everything with just one of these. Synthetic brushes like this tend to apply liquids, creams, glitters, things like that a lot better than a natural hair, and natural hair brushes tend to apply eyeshadow better than synthetic brushes. So these are two very important brushes. Like I said, this is my main brow bone highlight brush, and this is my main brush for packing on color onto the lid or packing on glitters. I hope that makes sense. And the last category of eye brushes I'm going to talk about is like liner or smudger brushes. I have three different types to talk about, but again, just like with the blending and flat brushes, you don't need all of them to have great eyeshadow looks. I'm just going to talk about the three different types so that you guys can see what they do differently and you guys can make the decision based on your needs if you want all of them or one of them or whatever. So let's talk about this middle one here. This one is by Wet n Wild, and it is an angled liner brush. It's super, super dense. It applies color beautifully and you can use it for so many different things. Angled brushes like this are great for eyebrows. They're great for winged liner. They're great for liner on your lower lash line. You can do lots of different things with a brush like this, and that's why they're so great, is because it's so universal. So the last two I'm talking about are smudger brushes, but two different styles. And again, these are both by Ecotools. These two are both used for the same thing in that they smudge things out really nicely. So if you want to smoke out your liner or you want to smudge out your lower lash line, you can use either type of this brush or both of them in conjunction. I really like to use this one first to really pack on a dark color right under my lashes. And then I like to take this one with a light color to smudge and blend it out. But like today, I didn't even use this one. I just went in with this and a kind of dark orangey color and just buffed it underneath my lower lash line. So it just depends on the day, and again, you don't need both, but these are just two different styles of smudger brushes. Okay guys, so that's it for our eye makeup brushes. Again, we have three different categories. We have our flat shader brushes, our smudger brushes, and our blending brushes. So I really, really hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and subscribe to my channel so that you never miss a video. I love you guys so much and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!